Okay, I was meditating this morning. Some things came to me as I was sitting in a 12-step meeting, and I'm going to put it on a video here so that you can both see and hear if you want to read along, or you can just listen, whatever format you like. So I'm calling this Scene with the Heart. Okay, this morning I attended a recovery meeting, and the topic was the 11th step, which states that we sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understood Him, praying only for knowledge of His will for us and the power to carry that out. And as I contemplated upon this step, I considered we all understand things a little bit differently. For example, my father, who stood 6 foot tall when I was, say, 10 years old, could see a lot further down the road than I could when I was only 4 feet tall. It wouldn't be till I matured to his stature that I could see eye to eye and comprehend what he was seeing at that time. As I grow spiritually, how I see things change. What I see is always what it is, yet how I see it is subject to change. Say for chance that I take a picture of your mother and show it to you and ask you who this is. Most will reply habitually that it is my mother. Yet in reality, the picture is not your mother. It's simply a picture of her at a certain time. It's a picture. It's not actually your mother. So look at yourself in the mirror. Are you your reflection? Walk and go way out in the wind and then look again. Now you see somebody who has messy hair from the wind, right? Are you that person who combed or hair earlier with a nice appearance, or are you the one with the messy hair? Well, you're neither one, actually. What you see is a reflection of you. The reflection is not you. The Buddha once said that things are not what they appear to be, nor are they otherwise. And that's something that for today, my understanding of who God is not a word to describe God. Words are merely words. They point, yet they are not what they point to. The map is not the landscape. If I show you a rose, and if I show someone a rose and they smell it, they will say it's a rose if they speak English. Yet the same rose, if I show that same rose to someone from India who doesn't speak English, let them smell the essence. They will say it is some other name. And yet the essence is not the name. The essence is the same, but the essence is not the name. Can you see where I'm coming from with this? Perceptions change with time. A tree planted years ago is not the same tree that was planted years ago, yet it is the same tree that was planted years ago. So let me say that again. Perceptions change with time. A tree planted years ago is the tree that was planted years ago, yet its form has changed in time. Yet the tree is not its form. Its form is transient. The tree itself remained a tree. Years ago, I called God He, as if God had a specific gender. I later dropped that tag as I matured. Then I understood God as being love. My understanding changes as I grow. I may now see love as life and drop the other titles altogether. If I can walk in this light, I can see how everyone has minds and feelings of their own. I can afford them the luxury, as well as myself. I need no longer be dogmatic in my insistence that I know God. Who I think God is not God. It's only a thought in my head, and that will change. All mental fabrications are subject to change, and it will change. It's not a matter of if, It's a matter of time. It's not if, it's when. Beliefs are impermanent and transient, and therefore are not true refuge. Today, can I trust in who I do not understand? Trust transcends beliefs. Beliefs are just notions, whimsical, yet trust is inherent in my being. We are all given a measure of trust, or what some would call faith. Many of us have lost touch with it as it became buried beneath layers of conditioning which taught us to rely upon our own understanding rather than our conscience. Many abandon the intuitive awareness in lieu of beliefs passed on to us by our ancestors and forced upon us, insisting that we conform to them. Yet the trust remains. If we become exhausted of trying to find peace with our own rationale, then we can re-employ the trust to access the grace that is in us in a visceral manner. If we trust to access the grace that's there in a visceral manner, if we wholeheartedly trust life, trust love, trust this God, the way becomes clear. The great way to live and to love. It becomes obvious and simple, paradoxically both static and dynamic. We comprehend in the moment what the moment requires. In the day, what the day requires. The comprehension of our daily bread comes to us on the fly. That's which we require to grow more compassionate and soft, and yet resolute, is fed to us by life itself. By life itself. Okay. If we will but open our hearts as well as our minds, as our body, letting our body sense and feel even fear without being afraid to feel the fear. We come to understand that fear is just a feeling. It is not any more real than the reflection or a picture. We can begin to be at peace with what we feel, rather than insist on feeling peace. Thinking and feeling are here to stay in touch with form, as it is in this moment. Yet what we touch will change form. The things we touch will change form. If we are awake, we will realize that what we sense via our thinking and feeling is temporary form. It is not the actual source that gives the form its life. It is just a form of life. So today, I'm learning to rest in the source, to sink into that source, to fall into that source the way a raindrop falls into the ocean and becomes the ocean. People, places, things, forms of life are not life itself. After the form returns to the dust of our thoughts and feelings, life goes on and on and on and on. With love to all, namaste, till next time.